Very 70s screen.
All right.
Not torn up.
All right. I'm going to call the City of the Village regular meeting on, what is it? February the 9th at 6:30 p.m. to order. Real quick before we get going, little thing to read for you all. Thank you for attending our City Council meeting for February of 2026. If any member of the community in the audience desires to speak on any item listed for action on the agenda, please complete the comment registration card back at the back table. Back table in the back of the room. I can't talk. I can talk all day. And then submit it to the city manager or the clerk. I think as we are in order now, we are ready to go. So, would you like to lead us?
Okay. Stand, please. Plant your trust deep in the Lord and reach out for new discoveries of His love and continue to allow Him to make your life a blessing. We pray this in His name. Amen. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, on to item number 3. If everyone get a chance to look at the consent agenda. Any questions before we name, or I will accept the motion to approve the consent agenda as is?
Motion by Braxton, second by Keith. Call the roll. Braxton.
Yeah.
Keith.
Yeah.
Bubba.
Yeah.
John.
Yay.
Motion passes 4-0.
All right, move on to number 4, consideration of resolution 0209-2026A regarding the acceptance of the annual financial report for the year ending June 30th, 2025, which is, and is it in the fiscal audit, or is that included in it?
Year-end report was called as the first issue.
Got cool.
I did not bring a copy. Did you all get it? I'm sorry.
Out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
A little lighter.
I appreciate it.
We got it early too.
Okay. So we'll start, I'll be brief and hit some high points on the financial statements. Page 1, I'm sorry. First, I'd like to apologize. Beverly was ready for us and completed all this months ago. So to our staff, it was just delay on my part. So, little behind of what it usually is. We usually finish in the fall sometimes, but sometimes here we are. I'm just going to go over the first 2 paragraphs in our auditor's report. The first paragraph just states that we have audited these financial statements. The second paragraph states that, in our opinion, the financial statements referred to above present fairly in all material respects. So that's a clean opinion. It's the best opinion that we can offer as independent auditors.
Prepare you all.
No comments. So from there, we will go to page 12. And this is the statement of financial position. There we go. Can you expand that? There we go. What I'm looking at the general fund column. So you are on the modified cash basis of accounting. So it's essentially cash in, cash out, and it's all reports on your balance sheet here. So looking at the general fund, that is your assets in cash and cash equivalents of around $5 million. And then down at the bottom, the $5 million unassigned fund balance. So that is the amount that is unrestricted. It's not unlike an emergency fund or the general fund. And when looking at other cities, the general funds are usually between 10 and 30%. Or that's the range you want to be in. when comparing it to expenditures. $5 million, if you look at the next page, it's about 46% of your general fund expenditures. So the fund balance for your general fund at June 30, 2025 is in a healthy position there. So I'm going to skip to the next page and just kind of went over that. When comparing it, back to page 13. I just compared it to your general fund expenditures, which was about 11.8 million. Again, that's about 46% of that unassigned. The unassigned fund balance is about 46% of that. So, and then I'm going to jump to page 24. And this is, again, you're on the modified cash basis, so on those financial statements, we only report cash and cash transactions. However, the city obviously has bonds payable, notes payable. I won't go into detail on this footnote, but just pointing out, it describes the bonds payable and notes payable that you have for the city. And that's part of our audit. We audit the note disclosures as well, but it's just not presented on the face of that statement. And then on the next page, you'll see the commitments for the city of the village. And then it has kind of it has a payout schedule until 2049 of the debt and the principal payments and interest that will be associated with those payments. So that is your disclosures on the debt for the city. And then I'm going to skip to our last report, which will be page 29. So this is what we call a byproduct of what we do. When we do the financial statement audit, our goal is to get reasonable assurance that the numbers presented are stated fairly. But as we're going through our audit procedures, if anything comes up that is you're in non-compliance with the debt agreement or something like that, or if there's internal control matters where one person is doing too much within the city or something like that, then we might have control deficiencies that would then be or non-compliance issues that would be reported in this report. However, during the audit, we didn't find any issues of non-compliance with debt agreements or laws and regulations, and no issues with internal controls. Again, we're not putting an opinion on the controls, we're just saying to be finding as we can through our procedures. So, good news on both reports that we issued, clean opinion, no findings on the second report. So, I know that was very brief, but if you want me to go over any numbers, I would be happy to in more detail.
The audit is posted on the website through the government tab under municipal finances, that will be published.
And we submit this to the state already, and that should all be taken care of as well. So,
I think for our purposes, we can do all of under the health. I enjoy looking back at all the numbers, just to kind of get a feel for what the year looked like. I like your government expenses, and you've got all kinds of things stuff in there with pie charts, things like that.
yeah.
That's
Those schedules, I didn't go over it, but the first couple of pages is great to look at, and it does give those 5-year comparatives.
yeah. And I go back and read that. I'll keep this throughout the years, compare things, and as we go on to the new year, I think it's a lot in there for everybody.
Yep.
We'll say that's all to the team of the city, because every time I talk about our finances to other people who run in other cities, they're like, wow, really?
Thank you, and I will accept it on behalf of everyone up here.
Yeah. Please tell them.
Deference and touch.
Yeah, they do a great job. All right, I will, if anybody has any questions, go ahead, otherwise I will accept the motion.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Motion to accept.
Second.
Motion by Bubba, second by Braxton, I'll call the roll. Bubba.
Yay.
Braxton.
Yay.
John.
Sorry, drinking water, yay.
Keith.
That's all
You want to see me to last?
I think we have to, make a motion to accept it and stay second.
No.
HBC does it, they do a great job, they're a local firm here, so, they do.
Did they move out of the village?
No, they're still
on
there.
the street from Keith.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right there. All right, moving on to number 5, consideration of resolution 0209-2026B regarding a special assessment for the local employee health and welfare health plan.
As you just saw the audit, at times things come up that we don't plan or prepare for, and this is one of those. We will be co-paying EHW on our health benefits, which is health, dental, and vision for employees. They made some changes to the plan last year to better stabilize it, and those are working, they're impacting. However, their audit found that they needed to have more capital reserves, so they did a special assessment for all members. We are about 1.94% of the plan, so our assessment was $96,833.34. I'm bringing this to you simply, if we need to do a budget amendment by the end of the year, I will have a resolution to refer back to, but I do not think we're going to do a budget amendment.
I got a line in that, so it's an assessment for health
To
insurance.
build more capital in their fund.
So we had to come up with that?
Yes, all the plan members can contribute to it. It is a public trust. We do that through an IGA, and this is the second time around.
Just go to this wall. What was it last year?
There was a special system last year.
Okay, so this is a plan for it, so this is gonna hit the budget.
This will be an expenditure. But I think we'll be okay in the budget.
Is that just over the course of 12 months, the 96?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, it's for this year, and then what this will probably do is 2 years from now, our rates will go down once everything.
Once they have a capital.
Yes,
Just the OMAG, yeah.
it is not through OMAG, it's separate from OMAG. They do insure OMAG for health benefits. So, it is a good plan. The plan is very stable. They just got aggressive on some plan features, and their auditors and finance, they needed more capital or cash on hand. And
Is this something we need to keep, or do we need to look at doing something different with our health insurance?
great question. We are looking at it. We've gone to 2 brokers to try to see. I really think they're going to come back that we switch this plan, we saved over $250,000, maybe closer to $350,000. So it has a public trust, it operates for the service, not for the profit, no broker fees, so there's a lot less overhead. The only challenge on this plan, and I say that lightly, is a lot of counties that are members, the counties keep their retirees on, so that it's some higher age lives that are on the plan. That doesn't work in everyone's favor, but it is cheaper than what we found on the market in the private sector. But we are looking at it. Bev reached out once we got this, we talked about it, and said, I need us to make some calls, check and see.
So the difference is a public trust, included insurance is not a for-profit
Correct.
insurance company.
Works similar.
And it's a good plan, it has a lot of good benefits.
Okay. Okay. So we just need to have this,
I just want to have the record on file in case I bring back to you for budget amendments, a lot easier to refer back to a resolution that we can accept.
Perfect. Okay. I'll make a motion for it. I'll say that.
Motion by Braxton, second by Keith. Let me see if I can get this right this time. Braxton,
Yay.
Keith,
Yeah.
Bubba,
Yeah.
John.
Yay.
Motion passes 4-0.
All right, so let's move on to number 6, review of the reports.
Okay, well, it's still in the month, so financial reports for January not available. Deb's grandson had a wrestling tournament this evening, so she took off for that. Sales tax report is not available, but we did get the sales tax numbers in. I think we're about $26,000 above budget projections for this month's sales tax, so it's still moving in the right direction. City manager's report, usually with a short agenda, that's because we're busy and we are, so this wasn't in your packet. I'm just gonna try to highlight a couple things that I have here, I'll try to blow this up so people in the audience can view it with their eyes. We're still working the fire engine lease, we're working the contract documents with the city attorney, just a little bit different from what we're used to, but that is progressively moving forward. Our construction contract for the parks, Green Shade was concerned with a few supply chain issues, they wanted to extend the work period beyond 120 days, we really don't think that's gonna be a problem. Instead of just specifying what everything is, probably 150 days to complete the project. We're working on our OG&E franchise agreement, that is a 25-year franchise agreement with Oklahoma Gas and Electric for electric services here in the village. Anticipate bringing a resolution and an ordinance next month that will call for an election in August for those people to renew that franchise agreement. That state statute that electric franchises have to be go to a vote of the people. Working our genetics mapping and trying to finalize that and get it ready for public access. The YMCA planning and development, we had to add that. ACOG is hosting a data center workshop on February 27th, so we don't see that as a threat here in our community, but we're probably going to have a representative there to check it out.
Is that to go over potential data centers coming to the state?
We're seeing in the metro, they're coming, so it's just, ACOG is a concern, they just want to bring all the ACOG threats in and talk about it and learn more about it and see, what the benefits, the challenges, and the threats are. So, again, I don't see it really as a threat or an opportunity or a real issue here, but we're going to participate, we'd like to stay in the loop. I got to attend the City Management Association of Oklahoma conference in January. We're working an insurance claim on the fire station roof, we had some previous hail damage. That turned into some leaks with the heavy snowfall, heavy snow, kind of noticed that, so.
Does it get it spotty or is it full on?
We had to let everything dry out to be able to get it assessed and checked in, and I failed to check in with fire chief today, so the progress was.
Is it old, an old roof?
Yes, we'll probably need a replacement on it. Our online city code updates are working for the ordinance that we passed in 2025, this will be posted soon. The chamber evening of accolades is moved to November 24th, so I hope everyone showed up. There might be 9 inches of snow to it. We're really looking forward. We've been staffing the planning workshop that we're doing Monday, February 23rd. We'll have that here. We'll have a catered meal that will probably have to be sponsored by Waste Connections. We'll work our strategic plan and get that wrapped up. Come back to our charter updates and be part of our strategic plan. We'll start talking about a lodging tax for short-term rentals for our VRBOs, Airbnbs. Oklahoma City is currently charging 9.25%. That falls onto the occupant, not the property owner. So just want to look at that. Basically, we average about 24 short-term rentals. I think we'll put some numbers together. If half of them are full, 150 days a year, that's $25,000. So that's a good revenue source. We do that, we can specify what we use it on. We can use it on tourism, economic development, parks and recreation, quality of life. So we can specify that and put it out for vote to the people. So we could do that in the August election with the charter review and the OG&E franchise. Budget planning has started, and after the planning workshop, we'll kick full swing into that. And I want to take the opportunity to congratulate Braxton Banks on another term unopposed for Ward 5. And Kara Tanner Waltz will be replacing John Allen, as he steps down in May, and Kara becoming, so we'll have a vacancy on planning and zoning. Great. So pending your questions. So I'm new. That's good. Thank you for there.
Do you have any village library updates from you?
I did not see Mustang with Army today, so I didn't get a chance to check that. I will kick up your departmental reports real quick. I know that you guys have already done all of these. I won't spend a whole lot of time going through them. The PD did do their polar plunge on Saturday. It was moved from something to February 7th, so I think Saturday was a lot better day for them to be out jumping on that for their special Olympics fundraiser. Development, nothing new. On kickoff, we had good attendance at the ACOG Legislative Brunch. That's Friday, January 30th, so I could visit some legislators and listen to ACOG talk about their priorities. Public Works, ordering them, doing some work on Greystone. Kevin had a really great response during the snowstorm. We were able to keep most of our major roads clean. Obviously, we can't get to the side roads. Did have a nice resident chat with. He had a great idea of putting the plow on the trash truck, doing everything at once. Until we realized that the trash truck stopped. And, the main challenge on a residential street is there's so many cars parked on the street. It's just not safe to plow down there. So we do the typical Oklahoma thing, and Mother Nature put it down here. Mother Nature will do most of it. Good, great job.
I was driving down our street, Megan did say, she's like, "You're the mayor, can't you do something about the side streets?" I said, "No, I can't."
This morning it was just snow, we didn't sleep in ice with it, so, it really wasn't bad. Showed a little light paint, some stripe in the parking lot. Fire department, it was for public safety, January was a little bit slower of a month, but I shouldn't jinx us, because February was a short month. But, MSA had 77 responses, and 70 transports. And then I think we had firefighter Lloyd was promoted to driver relief officer. So that's family down there. Some pictures with the chiefs. Is it Mark's here from the Village Arts Association?
Oh, Mark.
Just a quick update, Mark.
You do have a flyer in front of you.
Howdy, howdy. Everybody got a poster, I think, up there.
Who did the artwork?
That was Audrey and me.
They're nice. They were nice.
Anyway, so our website's been updated, our call for artists is out, our call for musicians is out, our call for food trucks is already out. Obviously, we got a long time to go, but we've actually already had 14 artists apply. We're opening that up to like 50 to 55 this year instead of the 40 that we had last year. And it's going to be a 2-day arts festival. In addition to that, we are partnering with the Village Library to do music in May, which basically every weekend on Saturday, we're going to do a concert either in the Village Green or on May 9th, we're going to have 4 bands up here at the Civic Plaza, except for the weekend of the 23rd, because that's Memorial Weekend and everybody's going to do their own thing. But we've got some bands lined up. We've got the Brave Amigos to open our concert on May 9th, and hopefully John's going to get to
Still waiting.
to visit us from a perfect body on that day as well. We've got Shadowfax, who played basically a headline concert for us last June. And lots of fun things. We've got Dave and the Blues Boys playing on the 16th at the Village Green. Jim Mateus / Jenny Burns is going to be doing 30th of May at the Village Green. And that's also the same day that the library is going to be kicking off their Reading Summer series. So we're still looking for a couple more bands for the 2nd of May and another band for May 9th. But other than that, we're in good shape there. Let's see, we've got a bake sale coming up in April. And then after that, chili cook-off will be again in September. And lots of fun things in between. So we're staying busy.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you, Mark.
Just a quick question. I kind of put a suggestion in touch with Kevin in touch with ACS Playground Adventures, who's a rep for some shade options. And I don't know if they've had a chance to visit with you guys or anything like that, but.
They had
Okay. And then this was just a couple days ago, so, but maybe we can come up with some viable shade options for the AstroTurf area there next to the pavilion for some shade, and it was hot last October.
Also, working with the Arts Association, we're interested in doing some wraps on some of our boxes.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that, sorry.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Just, they're,
That'd be fun.
you know, You know, these are just examples, these aren't what we're not going to council growth here. Chisholm, Kirby, and California here, but those are just some examples there that kind of comes up as that metal box sitting there.
Yeah, we have three locations that have already been decided and voted on, and we have artists for 2 of those already, and we're working on, hopefully we can find a local artist here from here in the village to do the 3rd one as well, so.
I think they can, it's probably good.
We have, we have fire today, off Miami,
Manchester.
Manchester, and then around there. And, I mean, we had at least,
Five. I saw the pictures.
we count 10 fire trucks, a
I
whole bunch of ambulances and everything. How did anybody know what?
just know, what I read, just that they,
It was on the news, but they didn't have any, it was ongoing, they didn't have.
so wondering if somebody was hurt inside, because I think it looks
Yes.
like my ambulance.
And several ambulances there too, so there's something, I bet the house is pretty bad.
Do you know if it was on the south side or the north side?
It was on the south side. More like that.
Okay, because I know the north side's a rent house, that's why. I was-
So anyway, I just want to know if anybody heard that. Other than that, the grocery store seems to be doing well, users. Very pleased with the way they have it going. They're very helpful to everybody, because as you go into any new stores, I probably asked the guy 7 times, where's the rice, where's the grape juice? And now I'm trying to memorize it.
As soon as you get it already.
But, and they're advertising, get flyers, everybody else is in the village, but
Yeah, I get them.
which is really great, that took so long, so. And then I think we're slated to talk about maybe some strategies for some retail thoughts, so I'm gonna try to get to some of the guys that I know and see if there's anything we can do. A lot of times it's kind of hard to come up with a plan when you don't own the center, or you don't know much about the owner, and so I'm gonna get with some leasing agents and see what they've done in the past on other centers that they've been. Sometimes there's kind of a catch and reward deal. You bring somebody in, you get a stipend or something, that kind of thing, just different or offset for the owner. So that's really great ideas. It'll probably come up, and I'm glad we're working on that. Mr. Zimmerman, you did a good job. That's all I have.
Well, I had the great opportunity to go to and participate with the Mayor's Council of Oklahoma last week in the Congress of Mayors. It was a 2-day little course down at the state capitol where they kind of went over the legislative process and all that. But what we did with all that was really come up with what the Oklahoma Municipal League's priorities will be going into the next few years. In the next couple legislative sessions. And one of the big ones will be municipal financing. It's interesting, one of the things I learned over this weekend was, and I always hate to compare us to Texas, but if you look at similar municipalities in Texas, their budgets are almost double than they are in Oklahoma.
Do what?
Double.
What is the
I mean,
taxes?
yeah,
Okay.
so, I'm sorry, their budgets are almost double.
Under the budget.
And then what they are. And that's just because we don't get any funding from our state, and most municipalities are solely funded on sales tax. And so it was interesting to see that they want to make that a priority. And then a lot of legislators don't understand how important that is, because municipal funding directly impacts fire, streets, sidewalks, road repairs, and your police departments. So it learned a lot, and they kicked around a lot of ideas to take to the legislature over the next couple sessions, and hopefully we can get some of that passed. That way we can start investing back in our local community. And I know lodging tax was one of the initiatives they're going to go for as well. So it was a great couple of days. I learned a lot, and actually got to go to the Capitol for the first time. It was kind of cool. It was a beautiful building. I've been up there. So. Let's go. Oh, and Mark, thank you. I think you did a fantastic job. I'm excited that y'all are going to do 2 days this year. I know
seems like last year was one day, and I was like, oh, by the time I got there, it was done, so. Second day's gonna be great. But I know it's gonna be more work, but
Yes.
it'll be great. All right, that's all I got.
I got nothing.
Just to follow up on that, the Village Arts Association did a fantastic job last time, and anyone you know that wants to volunteer, because it's gonna be 2 days, send that word out, they're gonna need volunteers. Real bad. Real bad.
And on that, thank you for your volunteer for that last year, Jane.
Double check.
Dang.
All right, with that, let's go to 8. Consideration of enter executive session pursuant to the authorization in 25 Oakland Statute 307B1 related to discussing the employment, hiring, appointment, promotion, demotion, disciplining, or resignation of any individual salaried public officer or employee. 4, the annual performance evaluation and contract renewal of the city manager.
Motion to go into executive session.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Commissioner Braxton, second by Keith. Braxton.
Yay.
Keith.
Yeah.
Bubba.
Okay.
John.
Yeah.
Motion passes 4-0. Session is paused.
We will be pausing this, and we'll
Be back.
We'll be back in a little bit.
We don't know how long.
Could be a while.
No, I put last year, it was a lot of fun.
Okay, that was our very first one.
Oh, really? Oh my gosh, it was huge.
Yeah, that was our very first one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Did you give one of those to the guy on the front?
Yes, ma'am.
He'll print
Yeah, it's in the budget.
It's really pretty. Really, so what's funny, I like the idea of.
And you post it on your, you got 2 new chairs.
Yeah.
I
love the idea. Everyone wants to be in like San Francisco.
Thank you.
We'll just go around when it gets close. Oh, just go around, it's absolutely, I love it.